6 o'clock in the morning. It's about 60 degrees. Things are getting a little bit cooler, and I have to go to work here real quick. I want to give you an update. Every morning I come out and see if I have any leaks underneath from my plumbing. And I'd just like to say this idea of putting that little copper insert in here worked absolutely perfect. I don't have any leaks. I put on the new reed cage, and then I have the black intake, which I'm going to use for the bigger Sutco carb. And I was wondering, I just got to think about this morning. Has anyone ever used they sell them at Boyson Reeds. It's called a wing that you put in here, and it's supposed to somehow channel the air to straighten it out, or some less turbulence or something. And it fits inside these carbs. It's just a little tiny piece of crossed stainless steel or whatever, but it's about $125 from Boyson. I wonder if anyone out there has used that at all. Because that's another thing I'm going to try. Next thing I have to do, if I don't get too tired, and I know why I'm getting tired, is I've got to get the rear wheel strapped on tight. The front wheel has got to be strapped on tight. I'm having a problem with my turn signals. And the brakes work fine, but this is the other side of the stage 6 throttle I got. I would suggest to anybody out there that's racing one of these little DIOs, get yourself one of these throttles for $95. It's really well made. You have to get your own grips, whatever you want to do with that. But on the other side, you can cut a little hole underneath, or just a bigger hole that you had for your stock damn bugs, turn signals. And listen to that. And then you got an extra switch here, maybe this is a horn switch, I don't know. And then you got another little switch, maybe for your James Bond turbo nitromethane something or other. But for some reason my brakes are not working, or my turn signals are not working. It either could be because these little wires that I hooked up are not hooked up correctly. Well, they're hooked up correctly, just loose somewhere. Or the bike is in what's called a closed system, and electrics are not my biggest expertise. As far as a closed system, it means that, see something like this, and that goes to the gas tank, but if all the wiring isn't connected to every light bulb and everything, then the whole thing doesn't work. I had a 68 Camaro SS, and one of the weird parts about it is they had these little tiny light bulbs that inside the trunk that fit up in these little inserts. Well, messing around with the trunk and everything of a 68 Camaro, you were always either hitting the wires or hitting a little thing and it would pop out. If one bulb went out, they all went out, because it was a closed wrap system. So I've got to get the front tire on there tight, the rear tire, which is not on tight, you can see. Then I'll get the seat on, take it out racing, see about the carburetor. One thing I did do was I went and got in my other shop. This is one reason that you need to keep a hold of your parts. These are KN. The large ones here are Pilot Jets. And like I said, they're all marked. You can see, I can't see that well, but it's got a mark right there. All these main jets are marked for size. Some of them are KN, some of them are McCuney, some of them are who knows what. But if you go buy these, they're like $5 a piece, and what you can do is, if you want to do it this way, all right, I'm going to give you the tip of the day. Go to any Honda shop, Suzuki shop, whatever, go in their parts department and say, look, man, I want to look through your jets. They will bring out this little tiny plastic box that looks like that box right there. And inside will be about, I don't know, 500-600 of these. Another thing, if you want, another tip of the day, if you need carburetor parts, general parts, such as, and of course I don't have a carburetor I can look at right now, but we'll look at this one real close. I'm just happy that the whole thing is running. It's running good. And I got to get it on the road first time in 2 years. Anyway, if you need like little O-rings that go in here, little O-rings go in here, little tiny carburetor parts like your stems, things like that, they'll have a box inside their store, and you can find all kinds of little teeny tiny O-rings which are gas resistant. Of course, they charge you 90 cents a piece for them, and I don't know what they pay for them, but you know, it's nice that you can buy the little parts if you need them. But so far, I have no leaks. So far, I shouldn't be doing that because I don't want to find a leak. I had to put these special lock nuts on here, and they work good. I put a special, I didn't put a lock nut on here, I put a washer on there. And I used, I would suggest you swap out your silver inserts for brass if you can. And another good place to buy this stuff is, I think, Macar. Something, they sell all kinds of stuff. They sell little tiny fuel pumps. They sell electric, little tiny 12-volt stuff, which is great. So when I turn on the, see if you can hear that. And I'll stop. You can see the air bubbles, maybe. If you look real close, you can see. So I think that's part of my little problem with the cooling. Another thing I want to check is I want to take these fans right here. God, I had them sitting right here. Anyway, these fans, and if you look in the back right here, you can see the distance between the steering column and the radiator. I can probably put a couple of these fans back there, or the smaller ones. Now, it isn't an ideal situation, but it is considering what I have to work with. And my last thing I'll do is I'll get the front cover to fit. I'll have to carve out a little spot right here, repaint this, which is no problem, and get it all to look clean and dangerous. So I hope everyone likes the way I'm doing this. And if you have any idea how to set up a Patreon account, if anyone out there could tell me how to do that, because I'm not real good with the internet. Anyway, Project DIO, we continue, and I got to go to work. God bless and rock on. DIO, Speed Demon. Huh.